Hello, my name is Brother Sean, and I want to do something beautiful to commemorate St. Francis of Assisi, the world's greatest, if not the best, spiritual ecologist, who back in the 12th century gave us a blueprint of the little way. A little way that encompasses the supreme through the natural world. And today, the Teo community of interspiritual Franciscans, a mouthful, yes, but we are ordinary men and women from different faith traditions who've taken on board the vision of Francis given to our hearts in 2006 to set up a community for men and women to embrace all faiths. But again in April 2008, at his very tomb in Assisi, he, with the cosmic Christ Jesus, invited ordinary men and women to embrace the monastic life from their monastery without walls, their own home, and to honor the teachings of their spiritual masters, whether Christian, Buddhist, Hindu, Sikh, Baha'i, whatever, and to unite each day with our online community for prayer. What a vision! But the little way is a little way of peace, where we dedicate our lives for peace, for all the sons and daughters of God, regardless of whether they embrace God or not. And those very sons and daughters are our brothers and sisters. So what a way to celebrate the feast of St. Francis on the 4th of October 2012, just 3 days away. Than to dedicate that day as Spiritual Ecology Day, because Francis of Assisi, back in the 12th century, he embraced interfaith. He wasn't ordered under obedience by the Pope. In fact, if the Pope knew, I'm sure he would have been disciplined, as many of us would be. Francis was a lover of Rumi, and that reflects in his spirituality, because Francis came to his God through the natural world, and that is why so many pictures depict him with animals. I wonder why that is. Well, my heart is saying because they knew in this man he was a holy man, and he had a reverence for the animal kingdom, as not just being dumb animals, but by being God's little helpers. And those of us who are animal lovers naturally have a love affair with Francis, because his simplicity has become a way of life for many. And isn't it amazing that from the 12th century, his core values, his 4 ecologies, still exist today, and we who've embraced Franciscan Celtic spirituality as interfaith, interspiritual Franciscans, we endorse those 4 ecologies. And the first ecology is an environmental ecology. And in this generation, that ecology needs to be sustained and upheld, because man is destroying this beautiful landscape, and mankind, through greed and indifference, is removing the sacred from under our feet. And in the second ecology of Francis, it's a social ecology, where we embrace all peoples as brothers and sisters, regardless of the color of their skin, their race, status, sexual orientation or belief. And as a spiritual ecology, we embrace the one supreme being. Oh yes, called by many different names, by different faith traditions. But that makes us all sons and daughters of the one God, and thereby our brothers and sisters. An interfaith ecology where we invite all faith's soul seekers, searching for personal intimacy, to come and stand on the bridge of light, that rainbow bridge of light, of truth and integrity, and become an ambassador of peace like Francis, and come to the supreme through the natural world, the soul of Francis. And the Teo community of St. Francis, though small in comparison to many of the world's great monastic traditions, we try to be the heartbeat of the mystical heart of God, where we try to see the cosmic Christ in every child of God, where we try not to be judgmental, to enforce dogma or doctrine, where we are empowered to devise our own rule of life, but embrace the blueprint of Francis, incorporating the four ecologies as an important prayer. We, as brothers and sisters, along with the conventional Franciscans, men and women within the Christian Church, we treasure the teachings of Francis. We respect Francis, and it is my earnest wish that we can adopt the 4th of October 2012 as Francis's Spiritual Ecology Day, a day of celebration that won't just be lived on the 4th, but on the 5th and every day of the year of every year. The time has come where we have to render an account to the Supreme for the talents that we have been given in trust. Talents to respect the earth, to stop raping her and destroying the very fabric of her being with us, to take responsibility for not recycling, to take responsibility for throwing our negativity to the four winds, instead of naming and shaming and then blessing our negativity. We live in a beautiful world, a world that is enriching our soul, our mind, our body. But yet many choose to disregard the sacred in creation. And don't we have a duty of care to one another? And if we are the sons and daughters of the same God, and devout in our religious practices of our own particular faith tradition, don't we have a duty of care to show respect to all faiths, and to stop killing one another, to stop destroying the divine in each person, to try and uphold the traditions of Francis, that we are each our brother and sister's keeper, and that within each soul we should try and embrace the risen cosmic Christ. Yes, Franciscan spiritual ecology is a unique concept for all soul seekers of truth. And I invite you today to celebrate the life of this great man who gave us a blueprint, the little way to spiritual wholeness and wellness, empowering us to reawaken our heart to the divine within, I Am Presence, and to become a vehicle of love, to become an ambassador of peace, and come around the table of many blessings and release love, fellowship, and peace. Namaste.